How are we doing, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of my Romanian fishing adventure. If you've seen part 1, you would see I'm over here fishing with my good friend Andrew at one of the enduro events over in Romania. Got off to a slow start. It's an amazing venue, this one. We got off to a slow start, but we have now got a fish in the retainers down there. We've got a fish stacked up, ready to be weighed by the marshals. Not the biggest fish in the world, probably about 7 kilos, but it gets us off the mark. So we are off the mark in this competition. Couldn't be happier. Hopefully a few more fish to come. I think the marshals are just coming around to weigh this one, so I'll get some footage, let you know how big it is. And remember, do subscribe to the channel and press that like bell if you're enjoying this content. But hopefully today we'll bring a few more big carp and we'll take you along for the journey. We've probably just seen in the footage that fish weighed just under 10 kilos, so a bit bigger than we thought actually. But this competition, it is your 10 biggest fish count towards one of the prizes over the course of the 3 nights and 4 days. But then there's also your combined weights. Now that lake is fishing quite slow by this lake standards. However, peg 16 and 17, they are flying. There's a big shoal of fish over the other side of the lake. And unfortunately for us, our section is peg 13, which is where we are, 14, 15, and then they've also put peg 16 in, which is across the dam and over the other side, and they're the guys that are having it off. So it's gonna be very, very difficult for us to win our section and catch up with those guys. But we are obviously trying, and we're having fun along the way, which is what this is all about. It's an adventure and an experience to come out here to Romania, see my good friend, and do a little bit of fishing. But you can see behind me the rod pod down there. We're fishing 4 rods on the platform. And it is so foggy this morning. Last night, the sky was just crystal clear. All of the stars were out. It was absolutely freezing. If you've seen the previous episodes, we're up in the mountains. There's mountains behind the fog that way, there's mountains over there, mountains over there. We're surrounded by mountains in this big like plateau up in the mountains here, and it got freezing last night. I would have got out and tried to do some kind of, I don't know, time lapse of the stars or something, but to be honest, we were just inside the bivvy with the heater on and then occasionally coming out to recast the rods. But yeah, it was a cold night, a tough night last night, but we had one, so we've got to look at the positives. But the kettle is on. I'm going to go and make a coffee. I just thought I'd bring you out here and show you. There we go. We'll come down to the rods, and I'll show you, because this is something you don't normally see in the UK, is a 4 rod pod. These things are brilliant. You can adjust the angle just by pushing them up and down. So you can see we're using the Catran line. And that's like the neon stuff that lights up under the head torch, but you can see it clearly marks out where we're fishing, and we're needing to this morning because it's foggy, so we're using the other lines as guides to go out, and we're fishing on the baited spot with 2 of them at 42 wraps. We've got one rod at 46 wraps, it's behind the baited one, and then the other one is punched really long, so that one's even further than 46 wraps. And they're out there somewhere in the abyss, but yeah, hopefully the fog will clear soon and we'll be able to see. I've just seen a little fish top just in close here. I think probably a small fish just on the surface. But yeah, the fog is slowly starting to clear. I'm gonna go and get a coffee. Hopefully enjoy this episode. Catch up with you soon. Well, I've just had a little bit of activity. We're doing a recast, and not really the activity that we wanted, because I wound in one of the rods and that got snapped up by a pike, I think. So I had a little run around for a bit from a pike, cast a couple of rods out onto the spot, and then I was winding another rod in, and that sort of foul hooked a Chinese carp in the dorsal fin. We got it all the way to the net. We could see quite clearly it was a carp that doesn't count, and then the hook fell out. So yeah, lots of activity, not really what we wanted. but still on 1 fish. The scores have come out. Quite a few pairs now are on 1 or 2 fish. A few teams are on sort of like 5, 6 fish, and then there's a few teams which are really doing well, including peg 16, which is in our section, unfortunately. But Andrew is just about to thump out this bag, so we'll turn this around, get some live footage of a bag going out. This one here is our right-hand rod, I believe. There we go, the old ST13's doing what they do best. Plop, there you go. Beautiful that, Andrew, well done. And you probably can't pick up where it landed, but it's out there. And that is just to the right-hand side of the baited spot. And what we're doing is we've got 1 rod on the right-hand side. We've gone to all PVA bags at the moment because that's what we had the fish on this morning. We've got 1 to the right-hand side, and 2 on the spot, 1 right in the middle of the spot and the other one just to the side of the spot. And then we've got 1 that is very long right out into the middle, again on the solid PVA bag. So we are roving around trying to find these fish. We haven't put any more bait out this morning. We've only just been able to see, to be honest with you, the where we're casting, because we had a white out this morning. Couldn't see anything. But again, I don't think the GoPro will pick it up. But in the distance, over there on the top of my finger is, you can see the mountains in the distance have got snow. They're snow-covered mountains. We've got the beautiful mountain range going along over here, and then the ones in the distance are all snow-capped. It's an absolutely amazing place to be fishing. But we're just going to stick out a few boilies, put those over the top, just scatter those over the top. They'll be landing just a little bit short of where we're fishing with the PVA bags. The spommed bait was going on top of where we're fishing with PVA bags, and then we've also got some rods set up with helicopter rigs to fish very long past the bait if we want to fish like that, where we're not actually fishing over any bait at all. We're just trying to pick the fish off sitting at the back. But at the moment we haven't been able to see any fish this morning because it's been an absolute whiteout, and yeah, it's all very much early days of this match, but we do need to this afternoon and this evening start to get a shoal of fish feeding in front of us. But we're having a great time. It was very cold, freezing cold in fact, last night. But you've got to look at the positives. I didn't get eaten by a bear, so that's got to be a positive. But we'll be back in touch with you guys out there soon, hopefully to report a fish or some more action or something exciting happening. And yeah, we'll be in touch soon. What have we got, Andrew?
You have here chicken soup.
Chicken soup. Oh, that's delicious.
And I have belly soup. And then chicken goujons.
Chicken goujons and chips.
Yeah,
wonderful.
chips.
The fishing might be slow, but we'll eat like kings, eh?
Exactly.
Now, I'm not one to normally take photos of my food, but this is papanash. It's a go away wasps. It's like a donut with sour cream inside and fruit. It's absolutely delicious. You see Andrew's polished his side off and I've got mine. So we are going to have a good feed, even if the fish aren't. There's a bit of activity showing now over the top of the bait. No sort of definite carp crashing, but little small fish over the top of the bait. But the sun is shining. We're in beautiful scenery, good company and good food. Just need the carp to show up now. Well, as you can see behind me, it is an absolutely glorious afternoon over here in Romania. Last night it was freezing cold, absolutely freezing cold. We had freezing fog this morning. It lifted at about midday and it's just brought out this absolutely glorious autumnal day. It's about 18, 19 degrees. I'm actually sweating in a t-shirt. It's that hot, but the fish have reacted as you would expect. They've just come to the surface right out in the middle of the lake, just sort of like sunbathing, cruising around. But we've just recently had a few fish that are showing a little bit closer to us, still probably 50 meters off the spot. But what we're doing is we are going to put some bait out now. So I'm going to put a bucket of bait out and yeah, get ready for the evening time really. We can spom up until 7 o'clock in the evening. Oh, we've got some fizzing. Oh yeah, that is some fizzing, yeah.
Proper fizzing.
That's what we need on our spot, yeah. Yeah, I just need those fish to come over to our spot now. But yeah, you can spot up till 7 o'clock, and then you can only use a throwing stick during the night. So we're going to put a bucket of bait out onto our spot and then rove around the area this evening. So let's see how strong I am. Let's get this bucket of bait out, and yeah, and hopefully sit back and wait for the carp to arrive. Well, I was just spomming the bait out then, and got a take from underneath the spom landing, so shows that the fish were following it down onto the spot. Played it in, another good fish. What size do you reckon, Andrew?
It's the same as the other one.
About 10 kilos, yeah? So about 10 kilos, that's two 10-kilo fish now. And I'm going to keep on putting the bait on the spot. Andrew's going to get the rods back on the spot. And yeah, slowly starting to piece it together. But it's slowly starting to come together. We just need these fish to rock up in numbers. So I best stop filming, better start catching. So it's now Wednesday, it's just gone 7 o'clock, which means we've got to stop spomming. And the only way that you can bait up during the night time is by using a throwing stick or a hand catapult. So we might put some boilies over the top of the spots as the night goes on. But for now, the lake is settled, it's nice and quiet, everyone stopped spomming. We're sitting back, having a coffee, and just enjoying the view and having a little bit of a catch up. And I don't know how well the GoPro is picking this up because I haven't got a zoom on here, but this place is absolutely stunning. Over in the distance, we've got the mountain ranges, and I'm just watching or looking at a mountain range with snow on top of it. It looks epic, absolutely epic. And all the way around me, it's not just over there, all the way around the lake, we're surrounded by mountains. It's like a plateau area that's up in the mountain range here. And I think it's six lakes on site, something like that, quite a few lakes on the complex. And it really is a beautiful place to come fishing. And I can't stress enough how important it is to, with your fishing, you know, don't get stale with your fishing. Get out there and fish these beautiful places. Go and meet your friends, you know, go for adventures, go and explore. Yeah, it's nice catching the fish. We've caught 2 fish. But if I look back on this competition so far, it's not the fish that I'm thinking about. It's actually, you know, the good food, the company, the scenery and stuff. You know, that's what's more important to me nowadays than actually catching the fish. Yes, it'd be nice to win the competition, don't get me wrong. But, you know, we're here to play hard and to work hard. But coming out with a trophy isn't the main thing, you know, it's enjoying our time over here. So we're going to sit back, have our coffee. Hopefully the fish rock up this evening. The bait's gone out there nice. We've got 2 rods on the bait, and then we've got 2 rods on helicopter rigs that Andrew has cast out absolutely miles, one on the left, one on the right. I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling a little bit with the casting today. I've got an injury on my forearm, and basically it's hampering my casting a little bit. So Andrew's, bless him, he's having to do the majority of the long range casting. Little Evie, she's 4 years old now, and she was climbing up a tree. She loves climbing trees, and she was like, "Daddy, catch me!" And she jumped out the tree from a really high height, and she's quite a lump. And I caught her like this, and in doing so, I've actually strained my my forearm here, and it's actually really hurting me today. So hopefully that gets better tomorrow, and I can do a bit more spomming and pull my weight a little bit. But I have made the coffees, so it's not too bad. Anyway, I'm waffling on. We're going to sit back and enjoy the scenery. I will probably end this now for the second section of this Romanian fishing adventure, because it's going to be getting dark soon. And then hopefully in part 3 you'll be able to join us as we progress into the match. Remember, this is a 3-night match and we're going into night 2, so we've got all night tonight, we've got tomorrow night, and then the match finishes Friday, so probably another 2 episodes, I'd have thought, before we get to the end. But I will leave it now. Remember, please do subscribe to the channel, put a little thumbs up, little like if you've enjoyed this video, and yeah, hope to catch you for more Fishing with G adventures in the future.